Hi, Jeff. It was a pleasure meeting and talking to you today. And I want to show you what this device is like in real life. It sits here on my shelf. It's intended to run for months at a time. A lot of what I've done is try to battle it from hanging up and various bugs stopping it. So this version, the latest version I have out now, has been running for weeks. This has been going pretty well. And I can show you a few of the features. I allow the user to pick 3 sites to always monitor up here. And if the user finds finds it too tedious to pick these sites, then there is an option just to choose 3 randomly that are close by. I like keeping track of Mount Washington. Here's one reading from Portland that's not from the Jetport. And sometimes I like to keep track of a buoy, but I've got Brunswick in here for now too. These buttons on the side, do various things. I worked hard a long time ago on sharing a screenshot. So like you can take a screenshot of whatever image was just up. I forget where we left off. I guess we were looking at not a very exciting map. This shows where severe weather has been reported today. And then I can share this to, I have a homepage on Facebook and Instagram for this device. And I could post this image on the Weather Observer's Facebook and Instagram page, and I could customize a message here if I wanted to say something. I could also send this image that I have here in preview, just as an email. But I won't follow through on that now. I'll just hit return back to the cycle of images. This is how the project started, just a trace of air pressure. This reminds me of a weather instrument I had as a kid, and I was trying to reproduce that digitally. So that's how this all started. Another button here. I'm especially proud of Display Extremes. It took a long time to figure this out, and I don't think it's available otherwise on the internet. This image is actually crunched and developed by my server and then pushed out, and then this code that's running on this device just grabs that image that's already been posted. 2,300 stations, over 2,300 stations are scanned across the country that happen to be reporting in the last 15 minutes. And these reports are the extremes, the highest and lowest temperature and strongest wind gust from the past 2 hours. So Lower Red Canyon in Wyoming has had a wind gust of 65 miles an hour. It's down to 32 degrees at Moulin Pass in Montana, and it's still 97 degrees at Zapata, Texas. Isn't that cool? And these images, this is as of, let's see, right now it's like 8:22 or so. This data was scanned at 8:06. So I don't think in any one place you could find these extremes presented like this anywhere else on the internet. I don't think. Everything else is scraped from the internet except for this barograph traces, which is unique to this location. That the barograph trace comes from a sensor in the back here that measures air pressure and attaches to the Raspberry Pi across an I2C connection, which, I still don't know what all that vocabulary means all the time. Anyway, these images are fun for a weather enthusiast to use and check out, right? Like this is the rain we're going to get tomorrow. You may have heard it's going to rain tomorrow in the forecast. So this is kind of cool to watch it move. Any weather enthusiast would be interested in that. These other buttons, here's the radar from Albany. The rain's coming in from the west, so I decided to just monitor a radar site to our west so I could watch the leading edge of the rain come in. These buttons allow the user to, customize these 3 buttons and the arrangement of images. So if I click on, and here's a map showing lightning strikes. There's a few lightning strikes here in Kentucky from just a few moments ago. I could tap on change maps only. And these are all the image options. You know, the barograph is always chosen because that's how this thing started. So I don't let anyone unchoose that. That's chosen and grayed out. And then these other options are here. Satellite images. And then these are all customized for area. Well, some of them are, unless by default it's a national image. You can customize this, for example. You can customize this. You can customize this. And then once you hit submit, there's several choices you have to make. I don't think I'm going to bore you with all this, but this is where I might choose a radar site. If I didn't want to choose Albany, I could choose Binghamton, New York, BGM. I could zoom in if I wanted to and so forth. Anyway, I'm listing a lot of options that took a lot of time to program, as you can imagine, you know, for someone who didn't know what they were doing. But that was so much fun. It was so much fun to wrestle with all that. I'm making all these choices now, but I think I'm going to just hit pause and then maybe show you where I have the server that works with this. And well, I'm almost done here. I could make some default choices there so it goes a little faster. And then it comes back to this cycle of images. Okay, I'm going to hit pause and then I'm going to pop up in another room. Hold on. I'm in a bedroom now where I have a couple of clones going, you know, troubleshooting and debugging, having different versions running, testing them out, seeing how long they can go. And here's the server that also runs on a Raspberry Pi 4. I don't know how much to say that would be interesting or not interesting. The server is making that extremes image that I showed you earlier, and it's making its own barograph image and pushing that out to the website I showed you today. So that, you know, as I can imagine, people all around the world checking in on the Weather Observer, they want to see the barograph that I've got going. So I had to learn I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to make a server and anything, but ChatGPT helped a lot with that. And this does the heavy lifting so that when I hit that button to display extremes, I get to see that map pretty quickly. Right? That was just a second or two. It used to be sometimes over 30 seconds for that map to render. And this one now was updated at 820, what does that say? 821? So we were right on the edge before. We were right on the edge of seeing an updated image. And I don't know, are these the same? Do these happen to be the same numbers? I think they do. I recognize Zapata, Texas. So again, if it's going over the past 2 hours and looking for the extreme data, it may find the same 3 sites, highest and lowest temperature and strongest wind gust from the past 2 hours. Yeah, and you can customize it. Here on this map, I was watching the tropical Atlantic a couple of weeks ago, back when there was a tropical storm brewing down here, and I just haven't changed the map since. Again, a lot of testing goes in just to make sure these can last a certain amount of time. One more thing to show you. I'm going to hit pause and I'll pop up in another room. This is my development machine. This is a Raspberry Pi 5 that I've got going out here. I'm running the exact same code, but it ends up behaving slightly differently on a Raspberry Pi 5 instead of a Raspberry Pi 4, but that's not significant. I was battling a memory leak, and so I was monitoring memory leakage here over several days, and that's what I'm monitoring up here too. I've been watching this this %mem parameter, which is too high, but it's a lot better than it was, and I'm making progress. So anyway, I don't know what else to show. Oh, I guess, you know, if you sent me your email, I could get you, I'd send you all the code. It's about 400 kilobytes or so, roughly. I could send that to you if you wanted it. I mean, it would all the caveats that I said earlier, right? I'm I'm embarrassed and proud of it. I'm embarrassed that it would be so clumsy for a professional to look at it. Some of it's going to make you guffaw and laugh. And I'm proud of how much fun it has been for me. And how I started so raw and so from the beginning. And I've gotten so much from it. It has been so much fun, including the conversation with you today. That was really cool running into you. So, okay, I'm going to hit stop on this. I'm going to post it to YouTube. Ooh, if I can, it's already over 10 minutes. And then I'm going to send you the link. All right, man. Take care. Thank you, Jeff.